Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to our YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Feel free to write to me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other videos that I posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Recently, I heard from a viewer and she asked me, how did you make a sauce for stir frying? Now, sauce turned out to be really quite important for stir frying because in many dishes, the sauce can carry the flavor. However, there are different kind of sauces that you can make, and because of this, there are a lot of variations. But after you have adopted my fast cooking system, making a sauce actually is quite simple because using flavor chasing, advanced prepping, stir frying, and template-based cooking of the 4 attributes of the fast cooking system, it will allow you to create a sauce exactly to match the dish that you would like. Now, however, a different type of ingredients will rely on different type of sauces. Some ingredients, a sauce will make a huge difference, whereas some other ingredients, you rather to have a light sauce. And because of this reason, it is important to know the different ways to make sauces, and the different way how to adjust the consistency of the sauce will help you a great deal in creating the flavor that how you like it. And surprisingly, sauces can make a huge difference to a dish. And different individuals have different preferences. Some people would like to have a heavy sauce, whereas other people would like to have almost no sauce at all. So to understand and to know the flexibility, how you're going to create a sauce is really helpful. Now, in my fast cooking system, one of the most important attributes is advanced prepping. Advanced prepping will allow you to cook almost any type of dishes with any type of protein and for ingredients that you would like. Now, in this particular dish, I'm going to show you why advanced prepping is so important in creating a chicken stir-fry dish. Now, what I did is that I use an advanced prepping method for prepping chicken. Instead of freeze the chicken right away after you bring it back from the supermarket, you will cut it up and to the size that you would like for you to use in your stir frying. And the size of the chicken play an important role with the sauces as well. The best way is to cut the chicken into bite size, and this size will allow the sauce to coat the chicken really well. And of course, I always have a suggestion to you is that to use the chicken or any other type of protein as a condiment rather than as a main ingredient. So I will always freeze them to the portion that is suitable for my dish. And usually I freeze about 8 ounces chicken in a Ziploc sandwich bag as I've shown here. And I freeze them in a very thin configuration. The reason is that this will vastly enhance the surface area of the chicken. So after you freeze it, it will become available to you anytime you want. Because when you're ready to have some chicken, all you have to do is to take chicken and put it in a bowl of lukewarm water. And it will be thawed out in about 10 minutes or less. So this way you don't have to microwave the chicken. And microwave usually reduce the property of the chicken. And then what I do is that I will try to remove as much moisture from the chicken as I possibly can by coating them with cornstarch. And this is really the primary reason, because if the chicken is moist, you will not be able to sear them as efficiently. Okay, so now I am ready to cook the chicken. However, in addition to cook the chicken, I'm also going to use several other ingredients. And again, this advanced prepping plays a significant role. I always have some mushroom on hand. Mushroom is just wonderful to go into almost any type of dish. You can use the mushroom directly with the protein that you have, or you can combine it with other type of food ingredients. And when you have this advanced prepping, you can have them anytime you want. In this case, I'm also going to use some pepper. However, pepper is not great for advanced prepping. Pepper can stay very well as it is, but once you cut them up, their shelf life is greatly reduced. So I always cut them up beforehand when I'm ready to stir fry them. Okay, to make the sauce, I'm going to use a cornstarch water suspension. I'm going to use about 2 parts of water to 1 part of cornstarch. Okay, now we are ready to cook. I'm going to cook this dish with my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. The reason that my wok looks like this because I have just fried some egg with the wok. And since the egg's flavor is going to be less than what I'm going to cook with the chicken, so it doesn't matter. I don't have to clean up the wok. Now I'm going to put the chicken onto the surface of the wok. I'm going to use a method called shallow frying. I'm going to lay out the chicken in a thin layer on the surface of the wok. Now, you notice that because I have cooked the chicken with cornstarch, there's almost no splattering because of the water has been absorbed by the cornstarch. Now, the cornstarch also serves another great purpose. In addition, allow you to sear the chicken more effectively. It will also create a fin-like breading on the surface of the chicken. So there are many different ways you can use this method. In this case, I'm going to stir fry them almost immediately. And then I'm going to add the pepper. Now, this dish is really fast to cook. The size of the ingredients that are being cut up play a very important role on how fast they're going to be cooked. But however, there is also some dependent factors. The size that should not be too small because that will reduce the culinary experience. On the other hand, the size should not be too big either because that would take much longer time to cook. So it is a balance that some of them depend on individual preferences. Okay, now the dish is ready. I'm going to set aside. The next step is I'm going to make the gravy. I want to make sure that I mix the cornstarch water suspension well before I pour them into the wok. I have set the burner of the setting of the wok to about medium to medium low because I do not want it to be too hot. As soon as the cornstarch water suspension hits the wok, you notice that they start to form gel almost immediately. And I start to pour water right into it. The water actually works really well. It allows you to make adjustments to the consistency of the gravy that you want. And this is one advantage of using cornstarch to make this gravy rather than flour because it responds readily to the diluting effect of the water. So as you can see, as I continue mix it, the cornstarch suspension start to dilute to the consistency that I want. And next, I'm going to put the mushroom into this cornstarch water suspension. I'm going to cook the mushroom gently, and since the mushroom do not require too much of a cooking time, this will allow me to better retain the flavor as well as the texture of the mushroom. Now, there are many ways to season this gravy. And the way I'm going to season it is probably the simplest way. I'm going to use a combination of oyster sauce, about 1.5 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and I add a little bit of hot sesame oil. This is followed by about another 1 tablespoon of soy sauce. And of course, I taste the flavor of the gravy before I finalize the dish. So as you can see, now the dish is pretty much done. And basically, by using this method, I'm able to separate cooking the chicken from making the sauce. There's one advantage to this method because you do not want to overcook the chicken. If you cook the chicken and making the sauce at the same time, quite often it will end up overcooking the chicken. But this way, you have plenty of time to adjust the consistency of the sauce to exactly how you like it. And you can also season it in your own time. This will take away a lot of pressure and try to balance between the texture of the chicken that you want versus the flavor of the sauce that you want to create. Now, for professional cooks, they probably will do both at the same time. But for beginners, this is probably a good idea by making them separately. Again, this will give you the latitude as well as the convenience of doing both of them in your own time. Okay, now then you can take the chicken and add it to the dish and combine them together. So this way, your chicken will be cooked to the perfect texture that you want, and you have the sauce also adjust to the perfect flavor that you desire. And the end result is that you're going to have a perfect chicken dish with exactly the gravy that how you like it, with the consistency that you want. And this method can be used for any type of gravy that you want to make with any type of dishes. So again, it is important to remember this basically is a template. How to make this sauce is a template that you can add to your repertoire. Once you learn how to make this sauce using this approach, you can make adjustments and make the sauce in almost any other way that you would like it with any type of combination of ingredients that you prefer. It doesn't have to be chicken. I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system, which with flavor chasing, advanced peppering, stir frying, and template-based cooking will help you to make home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun. If you'd like to learn more about this cooking system, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking, and I will see you tomorrow.